Welcome, everyone, to the Ringside Podcast. I'm Daniel Spencer.
Jeremy Warner.
I'm Eric Cornish.
And I'm Linda Kay.
All right, guys, we are live here tonight on this nice special. No, I guess it's not special. Any night with us is special, right? It doesn't have to be,
Facts.
a different show or whatever. But anyways, we're live here on the Ringside Podcast, and we're excited. I will say this: before we kind of came on live, we chatted a little bit about our weekend. We're gonna have to talk about our weekend. I mean, Jeremy was with us in spirit. He wasn't there with us in the flesh, but man, Blizzard Brawl 2023. It was great. It was great, for sure. So we gotta hear from I want to hear from Eric. I want to hear from Linda, and then I'll of course share my thoughts on Blizzard Brawl and how it was. So why don't we just take it away right there and go, Linda? Tell us all about Blizzard Brawl. How do you feel?
Yeah, I mean,
hometown girl.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely the event to look forward to every year. To us living here in the greater Milwaukee area, Waukesha, Wisconsin, Waukesha Expo Center to be exact, always filled to the rafters. Each year, Blizzard Brawl keeps getting bigger and bigger. Shout out to Dave Hero. Thank you for being the one who really puts everything together for all of us who love pro wrestling. I mean, lots of huge names there. But as far as our personal experiences go, it is an amazing feeling to be in the ring and announcing amongst the amount of people there, the amounts of friends and family there that I know of, amongst my colleagues there, us together, and the talent in ring as well. And it is just an amazing feeling, knowing that it was also being recorded to be streamed soon on Premier Streaming Network starting Christmas Eve, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But just the feel, it's the holidays, it's the event of the year. It's just quite the way to cap off the year with GLCW, the amount of shows we do throughout the year, and then just ending on such a high note. Just special moments. But again, it was great having my ringside partner with me, Eric Cornish, there, which I got to say a few times. And Eric, I know you had some special moments you got to have in ring as well.
Yeah, I tell you, this is my second year going up there, and I want to thank Dave because Dave's amazing, and the shows that he puts on. I mean, first of all, when you go back and you go, hey, by the way, what's up, Matthew? When you go back and when it all started, I mean, am I right in saying, Linda, when Dave started this, he started it just to have something cool for his kid that liked wrestling, right? I mean, That's kind of what he was doing, right? So he did the show, and here we are, whatever it is, 18 years later, his kid is performing on the highest level as Cal Hero is who we're talking about. And it's just amazing, like where this show has come. So in my 2 years, I've seen a lot of great stars and legends, and Dave has given me that opportunity to kind of get in the ring. Because I will say it's kind of become, GLCW has kind of become OVW North. I mean, it's like the home away from home. So when we get away, there's a lot of OVW stars that go, and they've really made us feel at home up there. So when I got in the ring, to
literally, I've stayed in his house. Literally, I've been at home.
No, you're right. Yeah. But I mean, when it comes down to it, and I get to get in the ring a little bit, represent OVW as you do, Linda, and Dave gave me that opportunity to introduce two great acts in wrestling from two different generations, really. But first of all, Demolition. How cool was that? I mean, I grew up watching these guys. These guys belong in the Hall of Fame, not only through Demolition, but all their other personas. You couldn't ask for two more gentlemen. I mean, these guys were just amazing. And I got to interview them in the middle of the ring, which is so cool. And then later on, the one and only Conan, K-Dog, came out, and he did his whole spiel, let me speak on this thing while I'm standing in the ring. It's just just so awesome. So I want to thank again Dave for giving me the opportunity to do that, and not only that, but all the great action that took place, title changes, careers on hanging in the balance, and it was a cool show. So I don't want to spoil too much of it. But make sure you watch it on Premier Streaming Network coming up on Christmas Eve. And thank you also to Josh Chernoff and AJ McKay for providing some great commentary for that. So good time.
Yeah, absolutely good time. By the way, real quick, those of you watching, please share. If you're watching on Facebook, retweet on the Twitter, Insta, or X, or whatever you call it, and share our link or however you do it on the YouTube. And we appreciate that 100%. We thank you for getting the word out that we're live here tonight on this show. And Blizzard Brawl, my experience, I mean, hey, this is the first time I have worked it and like knew the matches going in that I was going to work. Every other time I did not know, but I got smartened up about 2 weeks before that I was probably going to work the Cal Hero and Doug Basham match, which was amazing. And then he said maybe the Tony Gunn match. So I kind of already knew that those were the two matches I was going to work. So usually just getting there and kind of like, what am I getting? What am I doing? Who am I working with? But it was amazing. Great time for sure. I'm already thinking about next year. I can't wait. It's one of those feelings about that. It's just seeing the crowd come in, seeing how the atmosphere of all the meet and greets and stuff that's happening beforehand, and everyone getting their seats, everyone getting excited for the show, and then you launch the show and it starts, and it's pretty cool. And so shout out to Dave. Thank you so much for having me again, as well as the other guys here. And we get to do some live ringside. If you're on the Facebook page, there was a live ringside we did. Linda, I think, was not there at the moment. We were looking for her to kind of go live with her, but we threw it up there. Me and Eric Cornish walking around, and we got some ECWA legends on the show for a second.
Yeah, that was cool. And I'm sorry if the audio was a little rough, because I mean there were people coming in that building and it was getting a little loud. So, but yeah, we got to talk to Bill Alfonso, legendary referee and manager, and we got Francine, and we got whoever Sandman over there. Saw the Boogeyman and Devon, and it was cool. It was a cool little thing we did before the show. But that's just how the whole
shout out to
event is.
Devon. Shout out to Devon, because when everybody got there, they were all standing around and they didn't have any tables to lay their gimmicks on, and Devon went and got the tables.
Yeah, thank him for that.
Yeah, so that was the Eric Cornish original, and I actually just stole it. So I'm just letting you know.
Oh, it was Eric. Bravo.
It was actually mine. I mean, somebody asked if somebody could get a table. I was like, there's somebody right over there that could. If you.
Yeah, you did say, and you had to repeat it to me, and I was like, oh, that's right.
Yeah.
There.
But yeah, it was awesome. I'm excited for next year, and who knows who's going to be there and what kind of show is going to be, because Dave always puts on a great show. But some stuff happened in regards to the show. I can't tell you much, because you got to watch it on the Premier Streaming Network on December the 24th before I can reveal anything else. But I will say a match has already been set up for the next event. That's all I can give you. I can't give you who it is, what it is, nothing. But I will say there's already been a match set up for the next, not Blizzard Brawl, but the next GLCW event in January, I believe. So there you go.
And there's one more thing. I mean, I'm sure we could probably say, because some people have probably seen it out on social media, is that somebody who was a title collector at one point has now traded titles with what appears to be the newest title collector in the wrestling scene, and that is the OVW National Heavyweight Champion, the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion, and now the Premier Streaming Network Champion, EC3.
Man.
Yeah, getting to say that in ring too, or actually outside the ring, but getting to announce
it
that.
took you like a day and a half to announce all that.
Yeah, it did. But also we had Aaron Stevens coming in, who had to get a piece of that introduction as well. Again, Premier Streaming Network beginning at Christmas Eve to see Blizzard Brawl in its entirety.
Yeah, it's great. I can't wait. I can't wait to go back and rewatch it. So you all check it out on the Premier Streaming Network. And again, shout out to those guys. Shout out to Dave for a great event. So, all right, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. we're leading into. We talked about this last time. We're leading into, since we're kind of on GCW and OVW, we'll stay here for a minute. We're leading into Christmas Chaos coming up, which is, as we first reported, it was going to be at a first pay-per-view away from the Davis Arena, but unfortunately it had to be moved back to the Davis Arena, which is a good thing, though. It's not a bad thing. And that's on December the 16th. But there's a big show this Thursday, because last week on OVW TV, you had the title match between, the one and only OVW heavyweight champion, the veteran Jack Vaughn, against Tony Gunn. And man, veteran Jack Vaughn tried to cheat. He tried to cheat. He tried to cheat. Yes, he tried to cheat. He even tried to smack me like you smacked the ref before. No, I ducked, moved out of the way. I stopped him. I yelled at him, everything. I pulled the belt away. All this stuff happened. And what does he do? Out of desperation, he mule kicks him and hits him in the nuts. Jack Vaughn hits Tony Gunn. Therefore, unfortunately, I had to call a disqualification. And Tony Gunn did win the match. But Jack Vaughn, unfortunately, is still your OVW heavyweight champion. So a rematch is going to be this Thursday, and I'm maybe I'll be in the ring as the referee there. Maybe there'll be another referee. I don't know, but all we know is that for sure we're bringing in a special enforcer to kind of make sure things go down the line. And that, ladies and gentlemen, that special enforcer is none only then the real one, formerly known as Enzo Amore from WWE. Real one is going to be at the OVW, make his OVW debut. And I tell you what, I'm feeling good. So how you doing, guys? How you doing about that? How you guys doing?
How you doing?
Well, I'm definitely not soft SAWFT, that's for sure. Very excited about him appearing. That was really awesome to see. And I'll be in the Davis Arena this week, so we'll see y'all there. Are you gonna be
a couple haters? You gonna be a couple haters?
No, but I'm gonna turn my phone, because last week I got a phone call from a potential employer, so I had to step out a little bit early, so I missed the main event. But okay. Yeah, I can't wait to be there. I'm gonna turn my phone off. I promise Teresa I'd turn my phone off this time and just pay attention to the subject at hand. Had a great. If you want somewhere, if you're needing some Thursday night entertainment, there's nowhere better for the value. Like most places are charging an arm and a leg for their refreshments and stuff. OVW is very fair. It's very economical. Like, you can go to basketball and football games here in town, and you got to spend $400 or $500 to feed your family and get the tickets and stuff. That's not the case at OVW. You can take a family of 5 there easily for under $70, and it's a great time. And the way that they have spruced up the entire arena, I feel like it feels big time. And not that it's always felt big time, but now it looks big time.
What did you think, Jeremy, when you came in for the first time last week? What did you think?
I was like, holy crap, man. I saw the big old school, like, Titantron on the right side, and I saw the announce desk up at the top left. And I'm like, this is more than I ever expected, even after hearing you all talk and kind of seeing some of the diagrams and pictures even I saw online. I was super impressed.
Well, yes, and I guess the name is going to be the Gladiatortron, since we're Gladiator Sports Network. I don't know. We haven't really got a name for it yet. But we are the official podcast of OVW, the official podcast of OVW. And I do want to give a shout-out to everyone out there. You know what? It's always, we're coming across what's known as, this title of this episode is called Tis the Season, right? And yes, it's holidays, everything, but we're coming into the season of sign pointing, ladies and gentlemen, sign pointing. And if you come to the OVW arena, why don't we do this? Why not make it viral? Let's make it a thing. Point to the sign, the sign, the Ringside Podcast sign. Point to the sign, take your selfie, take your picture, share it online, hashtag OVW sign. Or no, I'm sorry, hashtag Ringside Podcast sign. And we'll put it up. We'll reshare, retweet the whole 9 yards. But maybe even throw it on the show. How about that? But it's sign pointing season. Sign pointing season.
Yes. I love it. And look, I've already seen Eric Montgomery has made a couple of good suggestions. Maybe the Nightmare Tron. I like Spartatron myself because like Spartacus is one of the most famous gladiators, kind of like a play on words. Spartavision, something like that. Yeah, and yes, Chris, you can say yeet here. We're not going to trademark you. Yeah. So and also Eric, the Eric guy makes a lot of great points. It'd be super sweet to see a live version of the Ringside Podcast at Davis Arena. That would be pretty.
Yep.
It would be pretty cool. Raise up a little bit here.
Yeah, I've had a couple of businesses actually say something to me about potentially doing a live ringside somewhere. So I think we might think about that. Yeah.
So sit over here and sip my Sprite Zero.
There you go.
What's up, Clint Carroll? How you doing? Hey, Jessica. How you doing? How you doing?
What's up, everybody?
How you doing?
How you doing?
That's how you have to address everybody in your chat tonight.
How you doing?
So, listen, you didn't give me a chance. I was gonna like give my breakdown on that title match and tell you like my thoughts. My thing is I look at Tony Gunn and I go click click boom, realest guy in the room, and I look at Jack Vaughn and I go 7 feet tall and you can't teach that.
No, you
I don't know. It's pretty even. How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm sorry I laughed at that. I mean, I appreciate. I was just laughing at Jessica's comment over here. I won't read it out loud, but it caught me off guard. So all of us should get a group picture sometime. Anytime.
Yeah, for sure. So we got. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I just want. I mean, it's not titled as a no DQ. So I mean, disqualifications can happen, but you never know. I mean, I'm going to call things down the middle, and this enforcer is going to be there. So we'll see what happens. We're going to see what happens. It might make you want to dance a little bit or something. I don't know. I'm just saying. Wait,
you're calling the match down the middle?
I always
so
do.
We got a 20% chance that it's going to be called down the middle.
No, I mean we can do math about me when I ref if we want, but we're not going to do that. So
95% of the time you get kicked or punched or slammed or closed.
That's not true. That's not true. I ducked. I yelled at him and got on.
Yeah.
I ducked.
85% of the time.
Yeah. So, sure, we can. After for a group picture sometime. Yeah, after the show is usually the best time. Usually. OVW though is I know that we're leading into the Christmas chaos. Of course, right after that, we're going to start with the beginning of the year with the Nightmare Rumble. There's a lot of, like I said, I know we've teased it on the show. Probably every week since the last 2 months or whatever. There's a lot of changes coming, and we're not even done with the changes you've already seen. So, I promise you, we're not done. And I mean, and a lot of cool things happening. Like, who would have thought Real One would be in the Davis Arena, right? Who would have thought other people could show up in the Davis Arena? You never know. And here's the thing:
Chris Kid from Five Finger Death Punch appearing.
Yeah.
Davis Arena.
You never know who's going to show up at the Davis Arena. All I'm going to say is, don't miss an exciting Thursday night of OVW television. If you're watching this and you're in the vicinity where you can be there live. If you can't, you can stream it live on YouTube, Facebook. They're even streaming it now on Twitter and Fight TV as well. So you can stream it live, watch it that way. Granted, you could still see some maybe surprises or whatever, unless like the lead bassist is hanging out in the crowd, that you won't get able to see on TV. Maybe I don't know if they showed him in the crowd or not, but there you go. OVW TV. Look, Real One got Jeremy coming to the show on Thursday. Real One did. It was Real One. It did. So I say check it out. All right. So there's a lot of cool things happening in the world of wrestling overall. Anything else we want to talk about OVW wise before we transition over into another company?
I just keep riding that wave, and already Wrestlers on Netflix got two major accolades today.
Yeah.
Not only did they get named an honorable mention for one of the best new shows of 2023 by Time Magazine, but also up for a big award for best documentary of the year from I think the Spirit of Independent Spirit
Yeah.
films, which is a great award show. So yeah, I mean, it's very hot right now, and I'm excited about everything that is to come, and maybe more award nominations before it's all said and done. Greg Whiteley and his team definitely deserve it for Wrestlers on Netflix because it was a beautiful show, and that's a lot of the reason OVW's got so much attention.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, award season's going to be happening just as we turn into the new year. Hopefully, we'll see some more. Sorry, guys, I'm having some issues here. Let me fix this. But I was just going to say, I'm excited as we get closer and closer to Christmas Chaos, which will be the last live show of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So do not miss out this week. And of course, next week, meaning Thursday night. And then, of course, Christmas Chaos next Saturday night, the 16th, also live at Davis Arena.
And remember, guys, anytime you go to ovwrestling.com and buy tickets, or you go to ovwrestling.com, you want to buy the Christmas Chaos and stream it, because it's not going to be on Fight TV. It's going to be done differently. You can use promo code Ringside and save yourself 20% on your tickets or on your online the pay-per-view. So, we strive to do that for you. We want to make things easy for you and help it out. You help. We scratch your back, you scratch ours, right? One of those things, something like that, I guess, right? I don't know. All right.
Hey, Daniel, what about that? What a great! And I was going to mention this last week, but forgot to. I think we should do a best fan podcast best fan award, and maybe like give 2 or 3 of them out to our favorite contributors every week.
Sorry, guys.
Best falling phone goes to Linda for sure.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, there is something coming up in the next couple of weeks. You're going to be seeing our year-end review, the Ringside review for 2023, where we're going to break down all of the different awards that we give individually. We're going to pick our favorite wrestler of the year, favorite match of the year, favorite female wrestler of the year. And then we always do an OVW flavor, favorite OVW star, OVW female star. And then, we also talk about the things we don't like, the worst storyline, the worst angles, the most overrated, things like that. So we do it every year. We're excited to bring it up in a couple weeks. Next week, though, I'll go ahead and plug this now. We're going to have a special guest on the show. Special guest is on the show. Those from the podcast called Babyface Podcast, those guys that have done a lot of interviews over the last couple years, and you've seen kind of guys that we interview. They get an interview too. It's kind of but they've done a lot of OVW promotion over the last few months, and they're going to come on. We're going to kind of do a share. Let them talk about a little collab going on. Everybody wants to hang out with the official podcast of OVW. Let's put it that way.
They want that ringside rub, bro.
They want that ringside rub. Yeah, exactly. So they want that rocket launcher. Maybe we'll help rocket launch their podcast. But they're going to come on next week. We're going to have them on, and then the following week we'll do our ringside review. And then I'm just giving you a heads up. We're going to be off for the Christmas season for a couple weeks. So we'll probably throw content online or whatnot. But as far as the actual live shows, we're going to take a little break so we all can enjoy time with our families and close loved ones and friends and whoever that may be. We're going to do that, and then we'll be back squared away. Stay tuned in January when we come back. We'll come back hot because we got episode 199 after that and episode 200. And before we close out, not tonight, but before we close out the year and the season, we'll tell you who our 200th episode guest is going to be, and it's exciting. So we can't wait for that.
Man, the end of the year award show, that's my favorite show every year. I love because we get to, I know Daniel, you do this, Eric, I assume you do as well. Linda, I don't know if you do or not, because we've only been together for a short while, but I always like to go back and listen to the prior season's episode to see how many we all hit on and how many we all missed on badly.
Yeah.
And it's always so fun. And you never know. This may be my last one, so I wanna enjoy it.
Why would it be your last one?
You know, man, at the beginning of the year, I was almost dead 3 times. So I want to cherish every little moment. And
I got that. I got that. Well, I will say this.
somebody else might want to come and poach the rating spike. So
Well,
I'm
I
not
will
saying
say this.
you get that phone call last week, but it may have.
In life in general, you never know what's going to happen. You're never granted tomorrow. So absolutely yes, granted, and you should take in every moment and cherish it. So yes, I've learned. I will say this. I've learned in the past month or so that you've got to like take those opportunities when they're there and make them happen for
Live
sure.
in the
So
moment.
yes, thank you, Jeff Hardy. Live in the moment. All right.
Yeah, like I said, you never know when somebody might try to come poach me, and I won't be here next year. I mean, I'm not saying it had anything to do with the phone call I received the other night, but you just don't know.
All right. We're all it looks like kind of moving on up and doing some things. That's all we'll say there.
We could all be poachable. I'm just saying. I may have received a phone call last Thursday night. And
I may have been in a very important meeting today that involves my future. Who knows? That may have happened.
I'm just saying.
Did you have any important meetings? Because I haven't.
I'm not aware of any coming up, but hopefully.
But I've already taken on so many more responsibilities since I got out of the hospital. Not only am I doing this still, which I love, in my podcast, but I'm doing the 502 Circle stuff, which takes a lot of my time, the Ravon Sports app stuff, and I don't know that I could take on one more thing, so I might have to cut one of them. We'll see.
Oh, well. All right.
Breaking news. Breaking news right here.
So wait. Do we need to bring in where's Ron Mosley? Do we need a new co-host? Ron Mosley.
Oh, I don't know. I don't have the chat pulled. I have him blocked from the chat on my side, so I won't see his shenanigans anymore. I could never leave Linda and Eric without talking to them about it first.
That's right.
Fair point. All right. All right. So, guys, a lot of things going on in the wrestling world. WWE is interesting right now because now this week you're going to have CM Punk make his, return to SmackDown after another close to 10 years, right? Since he's been on SmackDown. He's going to be on there. It'd be interesting because, you've got your Paul Heymans, and I don't know if Roman will be there or not, but you got a wise man there that knows Punk very well. So that'll be interesting to see what happens there. To me, that's going to make it must see TV for me. And if they don't have an interaction, I'm gonna be very disappointed. And in that, unless it's one of those like, no, less is more. Let's make them wait, and everything. But as far as I didn't watch Raw this week, so I don't really know what's going on there, other than did I see like something to do with Drew McIntyre? And I'm not sure.
Drew, I think is solidifying himself as a top heel on Raw now. Definitely went in that direction at the end of the show, and you had the Rollins and Jey Uso title match, and then he found himself there taking out both those guys at the end of the show. So Drew fully cementing himself as a bad guy on Raw. So that seemed to be the theme of the show last night.
Yeah, I mean, even at the beginning, that beatdown on Sami Zayn. I mean, they had their match.
Yeah.
And the way he went at it at the injury of Sami Zayn. But then also in back, just a further beatdown. I mean, my goodness. I mean, we've seen this escalation, this climb of this change of Drew McIntyre, and it's really getting there. I'm excited. I still want him to have that huge WrestleMania moment, whether he's a face or a heel. I want that still to happen for him.
And then we saw Randy Orton sign with officially, with the SmackDown. I mean, the new jacked and stacked and whatever you want to call him, Randy Orton. But So that's going to make things interesting, and you know, maybe he'll have another interaction with CM Punk on Friday too. I'm not sure. Maybe they'll just wave at each other like they did last time. But yeah, it's interesting. And then you got I believe you got AEW, which is the devil. Who's the devil, right? Who's behind the mask?
I think
It's interesting. Put in the feed over here instead of talking about our feuds here. Put in there, who do you think the devil is at AEW? Because I think that one's way up in the air. I'd like to know
I
what
think it's
everybody's
Britt
thoughts
Baker.
are.
Does anybody agree? Disagree?
I mean, yes and no, because yeah, it's a possibility, but also you've seen the body, the shape of the devil sometimes, and it doesn't necessarily seem like it.
But Linda, to be fair, there was a certain masked African American guy terrorizing WCW for about 2 months, and when he was unveiled, it was Ric Flair, completely different skin tone and everything. So it is what it is.
Yeah, it is wrestling.
Yeah, it's wrestling. And Ryan, you're not a thorn in my side anymore, my friend. I blocked you on Facebook, so I can't see any more of your begging for me to put you over anymore. So we're good.
And Ron Mosley says he thinks it's Tony Khan is the devil. That would be interesting, actually. And Clint thinks it's Adam Cole. So,
bye.
It's me, Austin, all along.
I could go with Adam Cole, honestly. I really could. You know, I don't know. I've heard. Daniel knows who it is. Like,
I mean, that's what Chris says. That I know who it is. I already know.
But he's saying Kyle O'Reilly. You know, some names and important people in the mix within the whole Adam Cole circle. All right.
Yeah. Chris says it's not anyone new.
All right. So
no one new can join anyways until December the 14th. So,
well, that rules out like Sami Callihan. I've heard rumors there as well. So if it's not anybody new, but
it wouldn't shock me at all.
I feel like Sami Callihan might be doing something different. Just saying.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We still don't know when the devil's going to be revealed, so it could be new people that they've just pretended were, they're all. I mean, like with the whole retribution thing, it wasn't the actual people who ended up being that were shown when they first started doing it. So I fully expect this to be some sort of a combination. All great points.
So like
Ric Flair,
O'Reilly, Cole, Britt Baker,
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair. There you go.
Oh,
he's there.
Chris says, "I'm guessing it's someone right under your nose."
It's not me. Under Daniel's nose. Just kidding. I can confirm I am not the devil.
Well, I will say this. Finally, a storyline that we can all go, hey, it keeps us guessing with AEW. So I guess you can't hate on everything they do because they got us guessing on this one.
Yeah.
I like that Tony Khan guess because that didn't come to my mind until now. And then you're mentioning it was me, Austin, all along. So I was like, oh, okay.
That'd be amazing.
I mean, it would be a cool storyline, but the continuation would be rough because I don't know that he's got the acting chops for that.
He absolutely does not have the acting chops for that. You are correct there. I'll tell you what led me to the Brit part of it, other than the obvious. A lot of times in wrestling, when they do try to fool you, and you think it's the obvious Adam Cole, then people who are thinkers are like, well, then it's probably somebody associated. So that's what brought me to the Brit. And then I don't know if y'all remember this, but when they were in Louisville, they showed this video for all of the they're not divas, but for the women of AEW. And in that video, Britt Baker is dressed up as a devil. So,
I remember that video you were talking about, but I didn't even put that connection there. Jeremy.
I think too much. I think it is my problem. In my line of work, you got to be on top. And every time anything gets tweeted out, you have to overreact on every single thing that comes out. So it's kind of in my line of work. But yeah, I thought of that video. I remember her having the little horns on, the little tail. And I was like, okay, that's who it is.
All right.
And I could see her like with Fish and O'Reilly and Cole and people like that.
I mean, but if it's Adam Cole, I mean, what Clint's saying here is actually pretty interesting. Bring back Matt Taven, Mike Bennett with Adam Cole, the original Kingdom members. I mean, it can happen. I mean, it's interesting. Christopher Daniels is another one. I mean, that would be someone.
He was supposed to be the originally higher power, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So
that would be a very Tony Khan thing to do.
Mm-hmm. But it could be. I mean, that's a great point, Clint. It could be Taven, Bennett, Cole. It could be a mixture of the two factions. It could be the Kingdom, the heir of the Undisputed Era. It could be Taven, Bennett, Cole, Fish, O'Reilly, and those other four could kind in Strong.
Roddy, yeah. Well, yeah, we didn't mention Roddy. I mean,
Yeah, so,
he's having, his issues that he's had with Adam Cole, MJF. I mean, he was, injured as well, but maybe he's not.
Chris says, if you're a smart Mark wrestling fan, I think the reveal will be disappointing.
So Chris knows. Is that what Chris is saying that they know? Okay. I appreciate the bread. I love breadcrumbs. As long as they're keto, I love breadcrumbs. But it wouldn't shock me that it would be disappointing because honestly, and I've given every company a fair shake, even stuff I don't like. I'm still trying to find the good in. There's not been any reveal that they've had over there so far that I've been. Oh, well, the reveal of Eric leaving, that was more mind blowing than anything that they've done in AEW as far as the reveal is concerned. So hopefully you're not replacing him with the picture of. Oh, there he is. That was more exciting than any reveal they've done on AEW. Honestly.
It was me all along.
I knew it. But yeah, so I took a screenshot of it, Chris. I did.
I know who it is, unfortunately, and that's it. I can't comment. So, good stuff from that. Yeah, I'm excited. This Saturday we're going to be live. Well, we as in TNA. Well, sorry, we're not TNA yet. Impact, the last event under the Impact banner, is going to be live from Toronto at the Battle Arts Academy for Final Resolution, and you're going to have some great marquee matches lined up. Check it out. It's going to be get it on Impact Plus or the Ultimate Insiders on YouTube. And then from then on, it's the last event, and it's all TNA in our future, and leading up to Hard to Kill in Vegas, and maybe we'll do something, our first episode back for season 8 in 2024, something Impact TNA related. But then again, maybe we go back and do something OVW related. I don't know what we're gonna do. By the way, we were gonna have a special surprise guest tonight. And it was a late notice, and they said they would have came on, but they went grocery shopping and they couldn't at the time. So, maybe we can make that person be a surprise, like hop on like next week or something while the baby faces people are on to and kind of take over the show.
Hey Chris, I sent you a friend request on Facebook, so let's talk after the show.
Chris doesn't want to be your friend, Jeremy.
I don't understand how grocery shopping can be better than this show, because this show is the best there is. It's the best there is, right?
And the best there was. By the way, Will Ospreay making a TNA pay-per-view appearance. That's big news, right? Well, it's actually not a pay-per-view appearance. He's actually making a TV appearance when they're filming. I mean, he might be there at Hard to Kill, but when we're filming Snake Eyes, which is the the Sunday TV tapings. And Vegas, Will Ospreay will be there, and he'll clearly wrestle.
I thought that was a new pay-per-view name. I was going to comment that I really like that name for a pay-per-view. That was pretty original, but it's
No,
not.
Snake Eyes is the name of the they always do that. It's always they always call it something. So like that was called Snake Eyes. Sometimes it's called Hard to Kill Fallout, but it's actually not. It's called Snake Eyes, and so in New Orleans, it's going to be after No Surrender. It's like Bayou Slam, or I don't know, something like that. It was something pretty New Orleans-y, you know, that's a word. So yeah, there you go, New Orleans-y. All right.
Love
Any
it.
any other news that we're missing that we haven't talked about? Because I feel like there was some news out there. Um,
The other one, I see something about maybe Okada could be a free agent after
Yeah.
this year.
Yes.
yeah, you did see that. That is true.
Just
Um,
mentioning. Oh, sorry.
What would you think? What would you think about Okada if he was out of Japan? Where do you think he might land?
Clearly, it's one of the two that work with Japan a lot. It's TNA or AEW. I don't see him landing in WWE.
Yeah,
Just my
I see
thoughts on that.
100% AEW. I
AEW.
mean, it seems like an AEW thing all the way, I would imagine.
Last time we recorded the show, by the way, doing the show, I think news broke shortly after that was QT Marshall announced that he is stepping down from AEW and looking at other things. So QT was a big part in AEW success over the last few years, so kudos to him for doing what he feels is right, and betting on himself and those kind of stuff. So we'll see what happens with. He's going to finish out the rest of the year and his commitments, but pretty much 2024, QT Marshall is no longer with AEW. So that was kind of big news that happened last week.
Yeah, and just to confirm what Clint said, he is a free agent at the end of January. New Japan structures all their deals to expire at the end of January for whatever reason. Is that when they do Wrestle Kingdom is in January?
Yeah, January the 4th is always like
Okay.
Wrestle Kingdom, I think. So yeah.
And Ken Shamrock re-signed with WWE, but it's about merchandise deal and things like that. So, which could lead to maybe a Hall of Fame. I mean, he's already in the Impact TNA Hall of Fame, and is it possible that he could turn into the Hall of Fame for WWE? I think it makes sense. Why not? Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think he's I think he's also in the UFC Hall of Fame,
UFC.
right? Yeah. So
Yeah, which would
why
make
not?
sense considering you have the partnership now.
Yeah.
TKO
Yeah.
would make sense.
So why not
It'd be
go
so
ahead?
cool too to just see back the footage from the Ken Shamrock days and just bringing UFC. I mean, Dan Severn and Frank Shamrock and just everything. It just got me excited. Excuse me.
Ken's a
Just,
super
good
good
time.
guy. Like when I was first starting at Impact, and he was there at the time, and man, he loved to talk about life, and just he was so happy, and he was a super cool dude. So I'm happy for him if that leads into a Hall of Fame induction or whatever that may be, and it needed to. I mean, Ken Shamrock needs to be in the WWE Hall of Fame, and hell, he was in such good shape. I mean, you could probably see him pop in on TV and kick someone's ass already today, net too. So
Yeah.
why not?
And since you brought it up, I want to rewind a little bit to Blizzard Brawl because there's so many people around, a lot of people doing the signings and stuff, and you said how positive Ken was. I gotta give big shout out to Alicia Fox.
Yes.
Yes.
You want to talk about
Foxy.
somebody who Foxy was so cool, and just her aura about her was just so like positive. I mean, it's like, and you don't always see that in the wrestling business, especially for somebody who, could have gotten wronged. We don't
Right.
know, but she was just very positive about everything. And what a bright ray of sunshine. That's the only way I could describe her. So I don't know if she's watching this, but thank you, Foxy, for hanging out, talking, and just being so cool. And not only Foxy, but Fonzie. We talked about him a little bit, but I will say Bill Alfonso, one of the coolest dudes I've ever met in my entire life. We had a little chance to take a little ride together, get some breakfast while everybody else was still sleeping. And super dude, Bill Alfonso. And if you're a young wrestling fan who doesn't know who Bill Alfonso is, look him up. Not only as a manager, but referee all the way back into the 70s. Super cool guy. But I just want to throw both them out because they were really cool to talk to.
Chris brings up a good point talking about different things. We heard about the word, yeet being taken. They had to blur it out and everything because an indie wrestler owns yeet. You think he would sell the rights to WWE? Look, I think this is the time to cash in on it. Why not? And that way WWE can keep selling merchandise and Jey Uso can keep going and saying yeet. But he can also hold on to it and say, sorry, I own it. No one can use it. But I think if he ever used it down the road, then people would, shit on him, right? So you might as well let him have the sell the rights to over the WWE and let him have it. I'm sure you'll make a good penny off of it. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, and if WWE doesn't attempt to buy it, they're going to be losing out on a lot of money because that was their top seller last month was the Yeet shirt.
Well, I think somebody else is going to be selling a lot of merch right now, because hell froze over, and that's one of the new shirts out there. I have a feeling they're going to be a top seller for a while. They were a top seller at the other company, so why not be the top seller at this company?
I just want to thank that Casey Huffman guy, that independent wrestler, for now making it near to impossible to get my son the gift he wanted for Christmas. Thank you.
Yep. By the way, speaking of gifts, you can always donate right now to streamlabs.com/ringside podcast. All donations go to this podcast, how we run it and everything too as well. If you want to send us if you want to do that and say, here's a Christmas gift for you to, we want you to give it so Linda can buy herself a Christmas gift, or Eric or me, or even Jeremy. We'll do that too. You can accept that, but we prefer everything going to the podcast because we don't need anything. We're all good on that. But if you do want to make your Christmas good and our Christmas good, you can always go to shopovw.com and purchase your Daniels, Mr. Eric Cornish, and all your favorite OVW stars, or go to lovelylindak.com and get yourself some lovely Linda K merch. She's got calendars and T-shirts. And
Linda K. Linder, which Eric Cornish, thank you for helping me get that put together. I did have it on hand at Blizzard Brawl. Thanks to those who came by to the table, looked at the merch, looked at that calendar, excuse me. But yes, as Daniel said, lovelylindak.com, where you can get some Christmas gifts. There's time to still get it in time for Christmas, as well as our T-shirts all around.
Yeah, because you can get your collar and elbow when you go to collarandelbowbrand.com. Use promo code ringside, all capital letters. You save 10%, and you're going to help the Ringside Podcast out in the process. The best wrestling apparel there is today. You get the mirror image collection. I know we kind of promote that and show that the most. That is really one of my favorite collections. I've got the blue, the hoodie, the black. I don't have the tank top, but now I need to get it. It's such a comfortable shirt. Everywhere you can get, or I'm sorry, so many comfortable shirts that no matter what you're doing, you're going to find yourself happy you're wearing a Collar and Elbow shirt. So once again, go to collarandelbowbrand.com, use promo code ringside, and save 10%.
And to make sure you are covered anytime, anywhere, shit, you get hurt, make sure to go to prowrestlinginsurance.com. Find out just how you can get paid if you get hurt. So basically, a big question that I get a lot, or, our great friend Chris at prowrestlinginsurance.com gets is, what's the difference between this supplemental coverage you can get from prowrestlinginsurance.com versus regular health insurance? Well, the difference with this supplemental coverage is that you get a check written out to you if you get hurt. If you have that hospital bill that claim to submit, you get a check to help offset the costs. You get a check to help pay for those costs. If you get more than what that bill costs, you can use that money toward anything else in your life. And prowrestlinginsurance.com is available for everyone. You don't have to be a pro wrestler. You don't have to be a manager. You have to be involved in the ring. It can happen, your coverage, that is, takes care of you anytime, anywhere. ProWrestlingInsurance.com. Chat with our great friend Chris. We do have a link directly in our show notes to take you where you need to go to get that affordable coverage as low as $8 a month. Otherwise, ProWrestlingInsurance.com is where you can go and tell Chris we sent you.
Jeremy, tell them how they can get some awesome belts.
Well, absolutely, Danny. Shout out our great friends at KapGo Championship Belts. Christmas is coming up, and the wrestling fan in your life deserves a quality piece of wrestling memorabilia. The Santa Jeremy have just the treat for you. To get your dream belt made, contact our guy Abdul, and he will set you up immediately. It's easy. Join the Facebook group KapGo Championship Belts. Tell him the current title or design your own. KapGo Championship Belts are made with high quality and great customer services provided. Just send a message to Abdul to start your consultation today. KapGo Championship Belts. Get your dream title today. Mention Ringside Podcast for 15% off your total order.
Eric?
And when you want to talk about being smooth, you got to talk about Manscaped. That's right, Manscaped. Get looking fine and trim your tree the way that you need to be trimmed. That's right. Get the Performance Package 4.0 or maybe even upgrade to the Performance Package 5.0. That is right. The 5.0 package is now available, including that Lawnmower 5.0, which includes an interchangeable head. That's right. You've got the trimmer head and you've got the foil head if you want to get even closer of a shave. So you got that. You've got the ear and nose hair trimmer. You've got all the other accessories that come with it to make you smell nice, to make you feel nice. Just know that the people that love you in life will love you even more when you're Manscaped. Get 20% off and free shipping with the promo code REFEREE right now at manscaped.com.
And finally, we're going to talk about cornbread hemp. When you go to cornbreadhemp.com, use promo code ringside, save 50%, and you save, or you get the best CBD products that are out there. Sleep gummies are amazing. I love that. It's my favorite product. Cornbreadhemp.com. Use that promo code ringside and save the day, or just go straight to cornbreadhemp.com/ringside and view all of the products right there. Just by visiting alone, you're already helping the Ringside Podcast out. So we appreciate and that support. Thank you so much.
Let me also really quick, Daniel, point out, if you're looking for Manscaped products, I was looking for something earlier for a family member. The Ringside Podcast, they're doing a phenomenal sale. You get a big discount on their items if you use their code Silver Balls or Silver Bells. It's one of the two. But I took that off and put ours in, and the savings was even greater. So make sure you use the Ringside one. Get your
referee.
Oh, it's referee. I typed in Ringside and it gave me a huge Do whichever one you want to, but
definitely do referee.
Yeah,
I
referee.
typed in Ringside and it gave me like 35% off. So
it would do the same with referee as well.
Okay, all right.
Yes, I was just gonna say too, with the kit, I am wearing my Manscaped T-shirt that you get with that package as well. Your balls will thank you too. That's what it says.
And Linda's shirt will thank your balls or something.
What?
Huh?
Wait,
What?
we didn't see your shirt. How was her shirt?
Yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah.
Show your shirt. Oh boy, that was she was prepared that time. She pushed it out, so she was prepared that time.
Wait, what?
Right.
What?
What?
Tony Storm, what?
Tony. That's funny. All right, guys. You know what? I think we kind of talked about everything to talk about tonight. Unless I'm missing something. Am I missing anything?
I don't think so. I think we covered a lot of it. Just another big show again with the realest guy in the room.
Yeah. So
It's Thursday night.
Let's real quick. Those that are in the chat, give me predictions right now. Who is going to win? Is Tony Gunn going to finally get that title, or is Jack Vaughn going to win again? And is Enzo going to play a factor at all in the match? Let's hear what you got to say.
Well, in the meantime, you can ask us what our opinion.
Sure. Linda, what you think?
I think he's there for a reason, and it's not just to enforce. What do I know? But I am excited. The real one will be at Davis Arena, and maybe he's got some shenanigans the doctor's man that might take place there, and we'll see what happens.
I think he thinks both of them are a couple haters, and so he's like, I ain't gonna. Yeah.
I'll tell you this. I know you tried to be very, very lenient, Daniel. If you're in there again and that happens and Jack, kicks Tony below the belt into his manscaped region, maybe you should just turn and kick Jack in his manscaped region and just, make it even. Let the match move on.
I think what Eric's saying is an eye for an eye and a ball for a ball.
Yeah. His balls won't thank you. That's for sure.
They won't. I think my opinion of the situation is it's about time Tony Gunn is due. And I'll just leave it with one simple word that my friend Joshua would I think he would agree with. Yeet. My answer is yeet.
Yeet. Okay. Yeet. Got it. Here we go. We got hang on. Here we go. We've got Jessica saying I want Tony to win, but I think Jack gets away with something somehow. Jessica thought it was a great idea, Eric, as well. Whatever you just said. Saw a wonderful program printed by the awesome Eric Cornish this weekend. Well,
hey, listen, I didn't have anything to do with printing the program or designing it. Crystal was the one who did that. But if there's somebody else who needs theirs printed, just come through me. I'll take care of you. Or wrestlers that need their gimmicks. Sorry, I didn't pay for this plug, but I'm gonna throw it out there anyway. Go to gimmickguy.com and we'll get you taken care of.
There you go. Well, guys, thanks for listening. As always, you can get us all on the podcast avenues, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You can go to iHeartRadio, all those places. But you can get us on the social media at Ringside Podcast. Subscribe to us there on YouTube as well. Follow us on all the stuff. Like us, whatever you have to do to do the gimmick. Like, subscribe, follow, whatever it may be. And on the podcast avenues too as well. We're on. If you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe. Hit that button, subscribe. We appreciate that. If you're watching us on Facebook, hit the like button and turn on your notifications. And if you're watching us on Twitter, follow us. And you're watching on Twitch, subscribe. There you go. I think I named it all. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts and all those, also subscribe and follow the show or whatever those. Because every freaking like one, it has a different name and what they do. So it's follow, subscribe, like, click,
heart.
Yeah, there you go.
Stalk.
So I don't know what's going on, but anyways, thanks for listening to the Ringside Podcast. We appreciate it. You can get us on the social media as well. I'm on the Twitter and the Instagram at Daniel Spencer.
At Jeremy_CSZ.
I'm at Eric on the air.
I'm at Linda K PWR on the Insta and lovelylindak.com for other links.
There you go. All right, guys. Thanks again for watching and listening. As always, in the meantime, but between time,
next time you catch us ringside.
Yeah, you have a nice day.
You can't teach that.
Ooh, see ya.